Welcome to GC Cars, my name is Eric.
And I'm Jesse.
And this is the flagship Genesis G90. Alrighty, Genesis flagship, the executive sedan G90, the S-Class fighter. If so, maybe, perhaps, under circumstance, because this is $115,000 to the point, nothing else. And that kind of puts it between a loaded E-Class and a base S-Class, which is 145.
25 grand is 25 grand.
True, but if you're paying $115,000, I mean, your banker bros are not going to be like, oh man, that's a great value. So that's why we're going to evaluate if this is actually proper luxury. If I take a look at the exterior first, then we take a look at the interior, and then we're going to drive and compare it to the competition. Starting with the exterior, Jesse, if you like this G90, then say so now.
This is a very, very sharp looking vehicle. I mean,
it has presence.
It does. You see this car, we were driving this car, I've seen people take multiple looks at it. The color I like, this is the Makalu Gray.
Makalu Gray,
Yeah.
correct.
I like it, but I know you kind of have some qualms with it.
I like the color itself. Very nice and flaky.
Right.
Looks good. I don't think it works on the G90 because it kind of emphasizes the worst aspect about this G90. So, let me go on a rant. The G90 in white, as you see it now in post-production, is beautiful, gorgeous, stately, clean, serene,
stately, what a word.
pure, right? I'm putting out that dictionary here right now. In gray, it emphasizes kind of the awkward proportion of the grille, and what I dislike the most is that the front is bulbous, smooth, and then the seat pillar is suddenly angular and sharp, creasy. So it's like, I don't know, there's a disconnect in design, which the white fixes entirely. I think in white, this is the best looking executive sedan on the market.
Right.
In gray, I still think it looks great, but in gray, I prefer an S-Class or a 7 Series. But
that is going to be subjective again.
Exactly, that's subjective.
Right.
I still like it. I think I always love the two kind of headlights that run around, become the indicators, and then the taillights. The 21-inch wheels look amazing.
Gorgeous wheels.
Gorgeous. We're going to complain about them though.
Yeah.
Later on. And I like how they kind of stretch the tire too.
Yeah.
It's like it looks cool.
A lot of chrome, which I'm obviously not a fan of, but again, that's subjective.
Yeah, but what we're all a fan of. If you need to flex on the pores, hands free. And
what do you even need arms for anymore?
Right. And the rack, I like how the two kind of like light strips kind of like
But again,
present
they
the
carry
Genesis.
that over from the front to the back.
Exactly, and then
It's smooth.
it presents the Genesis logo. It looks really nice. I like it.
I am definitely seeing a little bit of Mercedes-esque design language here. I don't know which was first, but
There's a similarity between the S-Class and this in the back. I think this was first, but either way, it might just be a design trip. But you know what I don't like? This costs $115,000. Why do we need to tell the world that we have all-wheel drive? Like, seriously, are you gonna go to, you were strolling along Bay Street and like, banker from RBC comes up and like, that's a sharp car. Yeah, it has all-wheel drive.
yeah, they
like, no.
should, I mean, I'd say replace the four-wheel drive with the twin turbo. That actually looks cooler.
Or just leave it with Genesis.
Right.
What else do you need to know? I drive a Genesis.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a non-all-wheel drive anyway.
Right, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Kind of redundant, but that's really high-level criticism. But I'd say that to everyone, including Cadillac. So there you go, Genesis. There's a bit of all-wheel drive criticism. Do we want to take a look at that wonderful interior?
Let's go sit in these seats.
Yes.
All right.
Did you just close? He just closed his own. This is like day 200 of me trying to get you acquainted to.
I'm analog, okay? If that even makes sense.
I'm privileged. I didn't want to say privileged. I'm sophisticated is what I'm saying. Anyhow, we can close the doors as we just shown with like multiple different buttons. We have a button here, we have a button up here. It's assisted also when you open up, so there's no effort in it. And you can just close it, or if I just put my foot on the brake. You want me to do high-level criticism?
Yes. I love criticism.
It doesn't soft close the doors. If you want soft close, you have to manually close it. That's like the most high-level I don't know. That's not actually criticism. I'm just saying it to be nitpicky. This is totally fine. I love having the doors close on me by myself. That's really...
As long as they don't close on you.
Yeah, they don't close. There's a protection. It's kind of rough though. So don't get your pinkies in there. Anyhow, maroon interior with forged carbon fiber accents.
So my first thing getting into this car was I was conflicted about the forged carbon fiber.
I like it.
You like it? I think it's going to be a very hit or miss depending on the person.
I think it looks nicer than regular weave carbon fiber.
For a regular carbon fiber would not fit this car.
Yeah. Arguably, maybe a wood would have been nice, but I like this, and I love the accent in the forged carbon fiber, and then you have the metal of the Bang & Olufsen.
Is wood an option?
No.
So this is the only option?
Forged carbon fiber.
Okay.
With different colors, but this is the maroon color, and I think it is very, very nice, especially with a headliner.
Oh, I mean, it's a very, very nice interior.
This is proper executive level luxury. It is so nice.
The leathers are extremely high quality.
Like even up here, remember on the G80 you criticized? Like,
Yeah. No, this feels really nice.
it's amazing. It feels great. It
These
is.
speakers,
Yeah, these. I think they're called the tweeters. I think those are the tweeters.
Yes,
They
those are
rise out and then close back in when you lock the car. Sound system is phenomenal. The
Yes.
Bang & Olufsen. It is really good. I would say 98% as good as the AKG Escalade system.
we did the Transformers test.
We did the Transformers music, which is the test of how good the sound system is, and it's really freaking good. Especially the bass. It's probably the best bass I've ever heard in a car.
Better than the Escalade?
Better than the Escalade. But let's talk a little bit more comfort and usability. First of all, these seats are amazing. I love these seats. They're very comfortable. They're very adjustable. Heated, ventilated.
Extremely adjustable, so much that I get confused.
Yes. Once again, sophisticated, not so much. We have massage. Unfortunately, the cushion massage isn't quite navigator. It's still very good, but it's not quite as like, you know, just nice, putting it out there. But it's a very nice interior. I love the metal accents. The functionality is really good. The steering wheel is odd, but I don't mind it. Like with the
Yeah.
negative space.
Hmm.
But this also very nice leather once again.
To me, this is a little bit odd as well. It takes some getting used to with the way the screen is implemented into here. But
Oh yeah,
it's-
with
yeah.
this coming up. Honestly, I like it though. Especially with it, I like that they went for, I'm assuming, more Korean styling. This is distinct. This is different than what you find in a German. This is different than what you find in a Cadillac. With
Yeah.
interior and exterior, this has its unique design touch, and I really appreciate that. We have the two screens we know of pretty much every Genesis and Hyundai, Kia on the modern ones. Works really well. Of course, we have the Genesis suit on this one. Very nice.
Technically, it's one screen, but
I mean, yes, it's one cluster kind of thing. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay only wired, not wireless.
that is kind of
Which
surprising.
is, but the good thing is there's a pass-through for a cable here, so you can. For the
I
center
wonder
console.
what the reasoning for that is.
It's just, I guess, an older system, probably. But no, this is really nice. I like this a lot.
I mean, there's nothing to not like about this interior.
There's really nothing. Like,
You know?
there's no.
If you don't like
Oh,
the
you-
color, you can change the
You want
color.
a nitpick?
Oh, here we go.
This plastic could be a little nicer. But you know what?
I mean,
Considering we're paying $20,000 less than $30,000 less than an S-Class.
a base S-Class.
Base S-Class, like, you know what? I can live with it. This is more than adequate for $150,000. This is amazing. Do we want to take a look at the back?
You mean the bed?
The bed? Yeah, the bed. But first, I think we should hit the road because it's a chauffeur's car, right?
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's.
Okay, out on the road in the Genesis G90. Sir, are you ready?
Driver, I have a meeting to get to. Can you please step on it?
I think we can do that. And here we go. Oh, ooh, wow. Oh, interesting shifts.
Very aggressive.
Very aggressive, but it's like it goes and then
Stops.
There's a stop and then it goes again. That was interesting. So, first of all, I think we can make you a little more comfortable. You know, put up all the shades so nobody can take photos except for the 3 cameras in this car.
Now you're earning your tip.
Right? And how about we go into chauffeur mode? It makes everything just a little smoother, a little nicer, and a little more comfortable. So, Jesse, I know you feel like you're the executive in the back, but what kind of drivetrain do we have in here?
We got a 3.6 liter twin turbo V6 with an electric supercharger.
Correct. It's a mild, it's a 48 volt hybrid system we have in here, producing 409 horsepower and 405 pound-feet of torque, sent through an 8-speed automatic to all 4 wheels, as the all-wheel drive badge told us. Luckily, it did.
Never would have guessed it.
Right? So honestly, this drivetrain, I'm a little conflicted. I don't dislike it per se. I don't think it's a bad drivetrain. It is pretty smooth for the most part, but this replaced a V8. And the previous gen had a V8, and I don't think it is necessarily refined enough for an executive sedan. Sometimes the noises that come out of this drivetrain aren't perfect. Sometimes the smoothness isn't 100% there. It's not bad.
Especially on the shift.
Yes, especially the shift. The shift was kind of weird. But it's not bad in any means, but it's just...
Not quite there.
It's not quite there. You know what would make this car really amazing? And I hope they're going to do it. Electrified G90.
I knew you were going to say it.
Oh, of course I'm going to say it. That'd be so amazing. But no, in terms of power and delivery, this is totally like fine. Like you're never going to lack the power. It's just very occasionally this drivetrain can stand out as a bit more unrefined as I would expect from, you know, something that costs $115,000. Speaking about $115,000 executive sedans, Jesse, what are we going to do in those handling tests, right?
Oh yeah, here we go, baby.
You got the perfect position for that too. It's gonna be very comfortable. We'll see where you fly. Come on, follow me out. There we go. Okay.
That felt really smooth.
That was very smooth. Honestly, the suspension does a great job. The suspension does a very great job. But okay, and I think we talked enough about handling and drivetrain. Nobody cares about handling in this, it's adequate. Let's talk about the back. Are you comfortable?
I mean, I'm ready to fall asleep, so you might be on your own in a few seconds. Holy.
Yes, so we got the seats all the way forward. So it's basically the Chauffeur kind of edition right now. Not everybody will drive it like that, but you can get so comfy in the back.
Oh, if I was on a road trip in this thing, the only thing we're missing here is like a screen that drops down, you know?
Right. That's got BMW got that for you.
And I am a little bit disappointed that in a car like this, with a feature like this, that we don't have massaging seats back here.
I agree. They only heated and ventilated, but no massage, which is a bit kind of like...
It would make sense, right?
Yeah, it would totally make sense, especially if you set it up like this, right?
Yeah, right? The only thing I'm missing right now is a massage. I'd be out.
And, but the material is
Well, no,
great.
it's incredible. Like
You have your little mirror up there if you want to, you know, check your...
check my makeup?
Yeah, check your makeup. If you're ferrying around the movie stars, we have all the shades, obviously. You can, both I can control them and you can control them.
Throwing shade on all the haters?
Throwing shade on all the haters. In here, if you have a fancy little tablet on the back.
Yep.
So it's a full control about pretty much everything. You can control the media system, you can control the radio, you
Air
can control the
conditioning.
temperature.
Yep.
Exactly. We both can control the passenger seat, so if you're the passenger, sucks to be you. No, it is proper luxurious, comfy experience in the back. But speaking of proper luxury, comfy experience, I want to experience it actually. So how about we get to a stop and I get to be the fancy person for
I
once.
don't want to leave this back seat.
Well, set speed.
Let's do it though.
Let's go driving. Get my footrest
And we are
all
off.
set up. And can lean you back even further. There you go. Oh, haha. No, the back is so comfy.
It's unbelievable.
The back is so incredibly comfy, and I don't even have to move to control like anything here. So if I want to get us copyright striked, I can just start playing music.
I don't know how many people would actually use the back seat like that, but
A lot of people in Korea.
maybe.
But no, this is just so good. It is very nice. It is very comfortable. The driving experience, even front and back, is amazing. We have, just to make it a little easier to turn around in this thing, rear wheel steer up to 4.5 degrees. And it's quite funny actually. If you do it at low speeds and you do like wiggle around on the wheel, the car just kind of snakes along.
It feels really weird actually. I've never felt that before.
Yeah, so
The EQS didn't feel like that.
Yeah, the implementation isn't perfect, unfortunately. So sometimes there's like a split second where it feels a little jarring. It's not really like nauseating, but it is. Sometimes you feel like something was off. So they did kind of need to retune a little bit on that. But I never felt like sick from it or anything. This also, I just got to point out how ridiculous this feels. That I am working right now, and I'm just laying down. Ride quality.
I like, so on this road, this is a very smooth road.
Yes.
No issues, it kind of floats. But today, like when I was driving it on the on-ramp and there was some bumps, a lot of the bumps translate directly into my seat.
Yes.
And it was extremely noticeable.
And that is an issue. And that's going back to where we talked about the 21-inch wheels. They look fantastic, but you have so little tire sidewall that essentially there's nothing to absorb these bumps. And the bumps are so small that the suspension can't really, even our air suspension can't really deal with it. So quite frankly, it's just, it just gets uncomfortable. Those big bumps get absorbed amazingly because it reads the road up ahead and it will, Yeah, so it reads the road up ahead, and it'll raise or lower the suspension. You know what? That actually feels kind of good.
That felt nice. That was smooth.
Right? And raise or lower the suspension if it sees bumps up ahead. So it's a very smooth driving car, but if they would put 20s on there or 19s, which yes, you can do it yourself, but if you buy a $115,000 car, you want to have the full package and not spend another $5,000 on making the right quality better than it, like the way it should be.
Right. I was a little bit surprised to feel that, to be honest with you.
The G80 rode nicer.
Yeah, it did.
The G80 electrified one rode nicer, so this is unfortunately a bit of a drawback. But if we go back to the positive, the noise levels are very low. We have active sound insulation, so it'll pick up the road noise from outside and invert them through the stereo system.
And we got this lane keep that I'm going to try right now.
Yeah.
And it's not hands-free to
exactly, we're
as a
just
disclaimer,
showcasing.
but
it works so well.
It's working quite well.
So essentially, in a traffic jam, this thing drives itself. You just have to keep your hands on the steering wheel, be ready to brake, but
it's doing my job for me, and it's doing it well.
And we got the cameras in the gauge cluster when you turn, so you pretty much don't have any blind spots. Your blind spot monitoring is also in your HUD. So you really you have total control and command in this thing, both in front and in the back.
Pretty impressive.
You know, I'm not looking forward to reviewing cars that are lesser than this now.
That's the problem. I'm not looking forward to getting into my car. That's for sure.
I'm used to this now. But is it worth $115,000? What do you think?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Especially when considering that the competition.
Oh, that was a little awkward for a second. That's that rear wheel steer. Sorry to interrupt, but that was a little awkward for me. Continue.
No, when the closest competition is what, $30,000 more.
Pretty much.
That's a lot of money. And now I understand someone in that price range maybe is not worried about $30,000, but I think that $30,000 is $30,000.
Exactly. So for one, this will open up the full-size executive sedan to more people than the current offerings do, because there are people that can afford $150 but can't afford $165,000, and this does not feel like a step down. Like, admittedly, we haven't reviewed the S-Class, but we've been in quite a few very premium, top spec Mercedes-s. So I think we have a fairly good overview, and we're going to review the S-Class. No worries about that. But this does not feel like I'm making a sacrifice to save money.
It's not lacking anything.
Exactly. It is. There's some minor fine-tuning to be done, maybe. But other than that, like for $115,000, this is amazing.
The only question is, do you need that, the brand power of the Mercedes?
That is true. That is a thing. We can't doubt that. Genesis is developing its brand more and more. It's getting better, and I think in a couple of years they'll probably put out like a halo product, whatever that will be, either like a super sports car, or it's going to be like an ultra luxury thing. But brand perception takes time. Will it ever be as good as Audi, BMW, Mercedes? Maybe not, but it's a damn shame if you try to overlook this just because it has a Genesis badge. This is fantastic. I love this.
Ego aside, it's the best value in its price range.
Yes, for what it's worth in that price range at all.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I think I'm going to put on my ventilated seats, and then we can.
I'll wake you up when we're home.
Yeah, please wake me up when we're home. In the meantime, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video just as much as we enjoyed making this video. We'll post daily videos. Not daily. Weekly. Sorry. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you liked it, and goodbye.
See ya.
Thank you for closing your door manually so I can shout it in the interior segment.